Hello again, my fellow Game of Thrones nerds. It's me again, Daniel here with my Season 8, Episode 2 review. Sorry I'm a little late on it. I'm usually here on Mondays with my review, but since I've been having to do a little research and a little look into the Marvel Endgame movie for Saturday that I'm going to go see, I have been doing a little more research into that than I have Game of Thrones, so that's my apologies. But here I am with the episode 2 review, and boy, was it a doozy. Um, Not as great as I thought it was gonna be. I mean, a lot of setup, but you know what? The setup was great. It was pretty brilliant. The writer did a great job at writing this whole episode. The director knew the direction they wanted it to go into, and it just flowed perfectly. Like, wow, I couldn't believe it. Oh, and by the way, Tuesday nights always call for a really good beer, so if you ever need one, Lagunitas Maximus, my go-to. It's amazing. But drink responsibly. You gotta know that, right? So, starting off, Season 8, Episode 2 review. I gotta go to my most likely and least likely to happen in these five, which they all kind of came true. My top five was Jamie would be set free. That was really easy. John will tell Danny. Boom. He did that at the end of the episode. She wasn't feeling it too much. Oh man, Melisandre was. I thought she would come back in this episode, but that one didn't happen. I mean, so close. Jorah will get Heart's Pain. Boom. That was number 3. He got that one. And then at the end, the White Walkers will not show up till the end. Boom. That was number 4. And that really happened. I mean, that was a pretty easy one to guess, but still. But my least favorite, or least likely fight to happen, also happened. The fight for Winterfell did not happen. I mean, everyone kind of knew the fight for Winterfell would happen in episode 3, but I kind of just had a feeling no fighting would go on in this episode from top to bottom, so that didn't happen. The White Walkers would show up at some point. I mean, yeah, that was really least likely to happen. So I mean, happening at the end of the episode really was pretty much what was gonna. I was thinking, someone will die. I mean, least likely to happen, someone will die. No one died in this episode. For 6 episodes left, that's really saddening. Oh man, one I was wrong on. Ghost will show up. Ghost showed up. Yes, finally, got my ghost buddy back. Heck yeah. And then we didn't learn anything about the spiral. I mean, the spiral means so much to the Night King and to the White Walkers, but we just haven't learned anything about him. Whatever. All right. So those were recap of my predictions, and so now I guys just hop into the episode because man, was it great. So starting from the beginning. Sorry, I gotta go back a little bit. The opening shots. The tiles flipping past last hearth now and getting pretty dang close to Winterfell. I mean, it's like 2/3 of the way there, and that was pretty crazy how it shows the progression. Also, the fortress they have made around Winterfell is now shown in the opening credits. They have made forts. They have made moats. They made a bunch of things that they could use against the White Walkers for this specific attack. And in the opening credits, with the gyrosphere, why do they have 4 dragons? My only guess, because I mean, obviously, it's the 3 dragons of Daenerys, and I'm just wondering what the 4th one is. Is it Daenerys, maybe? Is she the 4th dragon? Is it Jon, who's flying around in the other end of the world? I don't know, but I think it's gonna have to be told why there's a 4th dragon. One break. Okay, on to the next one. Uh, oh yeah, Balerion the Dread being in the opening credits. I mean, that was in the first episode, but still, I love it. They show the biggest dragons had ever made, or ever created, or born. It's sitting there. That's the one Cersei shot with an arrow last season with Qyburn's arrow. But it doesn't show it anymore. But still, it's just cool that they have Balerion the Dread, Aegon's dragon, sitting there in the crypts, just always being there. It's amazing. Pretty great detail. And then going into Jamie's trial, which was pretty lackluster, but it had to be because to Bran's words, we don't have time for this. We don't have time for a trial anymore. I mean, a Tyrion trial, 3 season backs, can't cut it anymore. We gotta hurry this thing along. And in the talks, when they actually call it John, he's super not even attentive. He's so lackluster on it. He's so nonchalant. He's not even in the room attentively, it seems like. He's just thinking about something else, which is probably that he banged his aunt. I mean, I'd probably be having my own thoughts on that one too, if someone brought that one up to me. But like he said, they need every living man, and that's been his motto the whole way through. And then when Jamie finally meets Bran in the Godswood by themselves, and Jamie kind of tries to ask him, what is going on, dude? And like, why this? Like, you can tell him about me easily and I will be dead. And Bran's good excuses. We need everyone, dude. It's like, you're a great fighter and we could definitely use you. So I think Bran's biggest fault, or not even fault, I mean, it could be his greatest asset at this point. It could be a fault or an asset. We gotta see at the end that he doesn't care about the past anymore. He doesn't care about what happened to him, his family, the wars, anything. He cares about the Night King and him. That's all it is. I mean, but hopefully that's a good thing in the end. I think it might be. It's like a 50-50 for me at this point. And then the fact that now Jamie has brought the one Valyrian sword from ice, and now Brienne has the other Valyrian sword that's made from ice. Now ice has definitely been forged back together. I mean, even though it's two different swords, they definitely forged it back together to fight the great fight. And I feel like that's all the Starks wanted, was to use the sword for what needs to be done. On to the next thing, because notes, obviously, they're amazing. My brain is just sloshed at this point of being 27, and this generation, too much. I can't contain everything. But Game of Thrones, you're like this nugget of brain, I feel like, at this point. Just a big nugget of it. So the next thing I think is every dialect that everyone spoke in this episode was just setting up from their death. From Brienne to Jamie to Tyrion to Sansa to Dany to Jon. Everyone had a piece of dialogue that set up their own death. That was meant on purpose because they want no one knowing who's gonna die. Quick things. Who I think is gonna die on this episode that hasn't died yet: Grey Worm, Brienne, one of the dragons, one of the three. And it's probably gonna be Rhaegal. Sorry. So those are my top 3 to die, but I have predictions coming on, let's see, it's going to be Thursday, because Saturday I'm going to have my Marvel prediction, or my Marvel recap and review of Endgame. So be on the lookout for that. Oh gosh. The Arya scenes were so difficult for me to watch, because it was just like they were setting up Arya to really just try to be from asexual to just sexual. It was crazy. I didn't get it. I mean, I get it in a little point where it's the last season. In real life, she's 18 now. She can get on. She can film it. But still, you couldn't leave anything to the imagination. Not one darn thing. It's like, trust me. The girl in real life, she just slipped my mind. Her real name just slipped my mind, but she's a beautiful actress. Beautiful. One of my favorites. I mean, and actress-wise, she is top 5, top 10 easily. I mean, she is gorgeous inside and out, and any guy that's with her in real life, perfect. I mean, he got more than the catch. But in the show, she was always meant to just be the lone wolf kind of thing. Like, no one ever was on top. No one ever was dominant on her. It was always just her. But I guess she still dominated during the sex scene. I don't know, but it just felt out of place. And I think Tyrion's wish that, again, was a joke, but also just I think a pure wish that he hopes, is that he will die 80 in bed with a lady's mouth around his cock. And just like Jamie, I think his wish will come true. Jamie just wants to die in the arms of the one he loves, and that's how Tyrion wants to go out. I mean, who wouldn't want to go out that way? I wouldn't mind. But anyways, I think Tyrion will go out after the battle, because he's obviously not meant to be destroyed by White Walkers. But I think it's setting up for something bad, because, like I said, his wish will come true, Jaime's wish will come true of dying in his lover's arms, which will suck. But here's to the ones that are going to fall. The ones that will fall soon enough. Alright, I mean, on to the next page, right? Even though, I mean, that whole knighting ceremony was impeccable. It was great. It was the end of Brienne's arc. In stories, you have an arc. You have the low end. You have their high end. You have where they wanted to be. Her low end was being no one, being a lady, being some woman of Toth. And then she became so much more, and then kind of dwindled back down into just a servant of somebody. And now that she's a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, as the episode states, which I love the name of the episode. It's on point for most of it. I mean, because everyone that's living is a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. I mean, it makes sense. The Sansa and Dany scene, though, didn't really love that one. I mean, oh no, my hair. The Dany and Sansa scene was pretty lackluster. I mean, it was forced, is what I would call it. A very forced meeting. Yes, there was some hints toward they wanted to like each other, and it might have worked out, but in the end, it was never gonna work out. Sansa's too bullheaded. Danny's way too dragon headed, bullheaded, dragon headed. Get it? um, but still, they're just two strong headed people. It doesn't matter if they're women or men. They're just way too strong headed to give in to one another. It's like, Danny, you can give up one of your 7 fucking realms. I mean, you already almost pretty much gave up the iron or the sea salt throne to them because they asked for it. It's like, why wouldn't you give the north to them and just still have 5? It's like, Jesus Christ, I would take 5 out of 7. But whatever, they want to fight, they want to fight. We do what they want to do because that's what the show's gonna write. The Theon part of it was okay. I mean, it was a little too emotional. Like, yeah, I get he saved Sansa, but she still thinks he fucked over her family a lot. Like, I don't know. That part seemed really pushed toward me. It's like they're really trying to make Theon Sansa's savior. He did it once. I mean, shoot. So did Brienne. So did Podrick. I mean, there could have been a lot more done with it. But they're really trying to push that narrative and that relationship on us where I'm just not feeling it. I mean, Sansa has been in bad relationships before. Now she's going for the guy that she knows can fuck her. I guess. I don't know. Just my thought. But again, Tuesday night calls for a Tuesday dream. Oof. Oh man, and the part I gotta bring up that really hit home for me in this episode was when Sir Davos was serving the food to the people, and the girl comes up and she asks where she should fight, and he turns around, and the same part of her face that Princess Shireen was burnt on from Grayscale, she was also burnt on from the fighting. And how that part was so sad because he connected both. He knew that he was looking at a Shireen kind of girl where she was brave, strong, forceful. He knew it all. He saw her in that little girl. But Sam's wife, I'm not sure why they brought her into it, but I think that might come into the next episode. Gilly, sorry, that's the name. Gilly, I'm not sure why she was so brought in to talk to the girl, but I feel like that's going to be brought up in the next episode or two. Maybe she might have to adopt a girl and make it an even bigger family. But I wouldn't mind it. I mean, Sam needs a family like a sword needs a sheath. Shink. Just fits right in. Also, that was a Game of Thrones quote, so don't try to think I got that out of nowhere. The Night's King mission, when they bring that up, wow, is that simple? I mean, everyone was always guessing, is it just Bran trying to fulfill the prophecy to circle back around? What, is he just Jon trying to marry someone to take? I mean, there's been so many prophecies, so many predictions that it's like when Bran just finally says, oh yeah, it's because he wants to not let anyone remember anything. It was like, that simple. Just really, it's that simple, Bran? Because if so, cool, but not cool because probably could have done that like 80 different ways. Like, send some crows or something. I don't know. Just send the fucking dragon once over and fly over and kill it. I don't know. I feel like there's many different ways. I just haven't thought it through yet. But if I had a few thousand years, I probably would have thought it through. But to each your own, Night King. You do your thing, boo boo. When they're doing the war prep and they have the whole war room and table set up, if you don't notice the Stark and Southern slash Northerners hold against the White Walkers, then pretty much you weren't really looking, because it is pretty much a sea of blue surrounding as many men and women as I can to try to find them back. And to the looks of it, it looks about a third of what the White Walkers have. And wow, is that crazy? It's like just a third of what they have, and they are reanimated corpses that can get a leg chopped off and still kill you. Man, that one might not work out too well for just trying to burn some trenches and calling it a day. It might not work out as well. Ooh, and one of the things I am just so thankful that they did was they brought Ghost back. Ooh, for that 10-second cameo, they got me back. I mean, Ghost, you're my boy Blue. I mean, you're my next Stark besides John. And of course, I named my dog after one of the dire wolves. So I definitely have a close personal connection to them. I love all the dire wolves, even though the one I named mine after was the first one that died. I named mine Lady, but that's because she is just loyal to a fault. But so adorable. Someday I'll show you her. But someday. And when Ed, Sam, and John all show up back on the wall, it's not the usual wall they're looking to that's 700 feet tall. It's only like 100 feet tall, but still, their watch has began again. They know that everything is just not gonna be good, and they are one of the best people to keep an eye out for any bad doings. But Dolores has been secretly one of my favorite characters throughout the thing, so Dolores, keep it up, don't die. Sam, maybe knock it down on all your heroics. You killed Eighth and a White Walker. Shoot, not even John boasts about all that, and he did that. So, whatever. I mean, you're really trying to stretch your history as far as you can. But Tormund's history, oh, I love his history of killing a giant, basically banging the giant's wife, and then becoming the baby of the giant's wife to kind of just suckle out the teeth and become strong. But at 10 years old, I feel like he was kind of Robin airing that lady's teeth. I mean, not cool, bro. I don't even think that makes you stronger. I mean, if I drink cow's milk instead of goat's milk, I don't think I'm gonna become fatter from one. Whatever. Do your thing, boo boo. I mean, he chugged it like it was going out of style, but that was goat's milk, and that shit was fire. But yeah, just a whole nother thing in itself. But Arya's staff, that thing looked pretty impeccable. That thing looked like it will be able to destroy at least 50 White Walkers the way she's thinking of using it. But we'll see. And the sex scene that came up after it with her seemed a little forced because they only have a few episodes left. But I think that's fine with me because, again, her character, her real life persona is a very beautiful girl. She's gorgeous. I mean, from head to toe, she's a very beautiful looking woman. I mean, I feel weird for saying that as a 27-year-old, and I believe she's 18, but she's quite amazing. Acting, looks, everything. She is quite amazing. And the knighting of Brienne, again, corny. not something that they would have done like in the first couple seasons. Like, there's a few guys that should have been knighted, but never would be because they're in the north or they're fighting a war or something. Then all of a sudden we're gonna die tomorrow, and damn, Brienne she needs that sir in front of her name. That's someone I'm not even write down. But okay. Corny scene. I liked it though. They did a really good part with it. Sorry, I'm having a little trouble reading this last one. I wrote right a little fast. Oh, yeah, Brienne wanted that knighthood bad though. I mean, from the get go, she always said how she never wanted to be a knight, which definitely indicated that she wanted to be a knight. Okay, but I'm getting up there in minutes. So let me hurry up this last part. The Jenny song part is a prediction for the next few episodes. It's a song about Summer Isle, or I forget what the name of it is, but it's when they try to reborn some other dragons and it burned down Summertown, or I forgot the name of it, but it burnt down, and their whole thought process, everything they thought would happen in the future, burnt to the ground. And I feel like that might be what's going to happen here, where they have all these future prospects, but I think it's just going to all burn to the ground when one thing goes wrong. And at the end of that song, when Jon and Dany are talking, Daenerys is pissed, dude. Like, I have never seen someone so upset that get told that they have a new sibling. Like, damn. And he never said, like, I need a claim to the throne, I want it, it's mine, you're done, kind of thing. It was just more like, she assumed, how dare you, it's my throne, you're trying to claim it, it's your best friend, your brother, not cool. He never wanted that, but Dany's seeing fire and blood, it looks like, but whatever. I mean, she might become the Mad Queen. It's either her or Cersei, and I lean towards Cersei, but she's getting there sometimes. And the next episode's going to be all of just the Battle of Winterfell. It's going to be over 80 minutes, which is, in some lengths, a feature-length movie, which is about 90 minutes. So the next 3 episodes, I believe, are going to be at least 80 minutes long, which is going to be great. But they could have just stretched it out into another episode, maybe 2. Maybe a little more dialogue in there. But whatever. I'm stoked for episode 3. It's going to be great. Wait for Friday for me to turn in my predictions. I think it's going to be a top 10 prediction this time for what I think is going to happen on Sunday, because I think there's going to be a lot more that happens on Sunday than a lot less that happens on Sunday, and I want to go down on everything that I think will actually happen. And check out Saturday, because I am going to have my Marvel Endgame's review for you, and that's going to be a spoiler-free review and a spoiler deep review, so gotta know which video you're gonna be looking at. And then watch out for Thursday, because I'm gonna have another Game of Thrones episode coming out. Make sure you comment on the video below to tell me what you think about this video, and subscribe and click on the bell for new videos. And thank you guys so much for watching me, and I appreciate everything you guys do. I really hope you enjoy episode 3, and enjoy your week, guys. You guys have been amazing. This has been Daniel. See you again.